Hey Nick, I'm Joy. I am your Voc Rehab counselor. How are you today?
I'm okay.
It's very nice to meet you. I'm glad you're here with me. I did want to just ask you, is it okay if I record this for purposes? I'd rather look and pay attention to you as opposed to kind of writing and looking down while we talk.
I guess that's okay.
I appreciate it. Um, I wanted to see if you are familiar with Voc Rehab at all. I know that you've been working with I should tell you, I am working from home, and if you hear my little fur babies, I apologize.
No, I don't know nothing about folk rehab. My parents just told me I needed to come see you.
Sure. Well, if you don't mind, I'll share a little bit of information about what we do, and then kind of tell you what the plan or the course of action for today's meeting is. And then if you have questions about that, I would love to answer them for you.
Okay.
Okay. So, vocational rehabilitation is an agency that has been around for a while, and our mission is to help individuals that have a disability gain competitive integrative employment. And with that, we look at and support people from all different types of disabilities and kind of look at what barriers are causing the inability to either gain employment or keep employment. We are like a person-centered approach. So everybody that walks in the door is individualized and we meet them where they're at and kind of figure out, what are some barriers that you're struggling with, and we can kind of brainstorm and figure out ways to kind of bridge that gap and then provide some services for you to help you sustain a job. Um, and so with the program that your mental health agency is working with. It's called Individualized Placements and Supports. And that's what was kind of recommended for you and to partner with us. And really what that means is it's helping an individual that has maybe some mental health challenges. They get some supports with a job coach to kind of help them find a job that works with their strengths and their capabilities and the limitations that they have. So that's kind of in a short round what we kind of do. Do you have questions about that at all?
Um, well, I do get pretty uh nervous about things, so I might need some help, some step-by-step instructions, like maybe some things written out maybe for me. So because this just seems pretty overwhelming, a lot of information. So if you could help me with that, then that would kind of help me out a little bit.
Absolutely. I really appreciate that transparency and recognizing somewhat of a need that you need. I could also write up the notes from today's session and then email that to you if you have an email. So that way you also have it written down so you aren't missing anything that we're talking about today.
Okay. My email is littlenikki@gmail.com.
Thank you so much for that. I will do that at the end of our session today. So today's going to be a little brief, and we'll get into the funner stuff next time when we talk about what you like to do and your hobbies and stuff like that. Today, I just kind of wanted to understand kind of a little bit about your background, what maybe jobs you've tried in the past that haven't worked and why, and then talk a little bit about your disabilities. And then I'll talk a little bit about some homework that we can work on together and kind of wrap things up. Does that sound okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay. So would you like to share a little bit about your work history and how that experience has been for you?
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the jobs that I've done requires a lot of contact with people, which I'm not a very social person. I don't like a lot of interaction with people. So if I had something like a job that was kind of like away from people to where I'm like working on something and like maybe like inside like a, to where I could create things or be innovative with, or something that's repetitive. Two would be okay. Just not a lot of stuff where somebody's constantly like watching me and things like that. Because,
Mhm.
like I said, I do get kind of, I have anxiety, I get nervous, and just that would just make me feel more comfortable.
I appreciate you sharing that. And I could see that some of the jobs that you maybe had in the past where you're either customer facing or working in a large group could be very anxiety filled. So, from what I'm hearing you say, having something that's maybe more independent or maybe back of the house, if you will, where you're
Yes.
not having that pressure of people on you. And that's really good information that we can kind of dive into our next time to kind of look at different jobs that kind of suit those needs that you need. So I appreciate you telling me that. Um, I know that we have a little bit of time left. I did want to ask you about your anxiety a little bit more. Are there other disabilities that you have that you kind of have barriers with?
PTSD, and I have had some problems with using before, um, and so that's just because if I get really stressed out, that kind of calms me down. So that's why I'll do that. Um, so the environment, would a safe place environment would be good. So I really don't want to work with somebody that's like, constantly on me or expects a certain level of expect a production at a rate. So it's more about quality than quantity would probably help me out too.
It honestly sounds like you have some really good insight about what you struggle with, which I think is really amazing because some people don't have that, and we have to start really at the baby parts of it. So, I mean, it sounds like you already know the things you need. It's just that we need to focus on those jobs that meet you where you're at. And there's a lot out there, trust me. So, I appreciate you giving me some of this information. I have a good about enough of resources that I think we can use next time. And one of them is called ONET, which it's a really useful tool that kind of shows you labor markets and different types of jobs that maybe you're going to enjoy seeing. It breaks it down into what kind of skill sets you need for the job, what the work environment's like. So maybe we'll go over that next time to kind of give you a visual of what that resource looks like. But I also have a career scope. And if you don't mind, I can also email it to you today and you can work on it whenever. It's about an hour long. It's just an assessment, it's not a test. So don't worry about that. There's nothing right or wrong about it. But it's
Okay.
going to help us get a good idea about what you like and what your strengths and skills are. That's something we can talk about next time as well.
Okay.
Okay. Well, our time is wrapping up. I am going to go ahead and email those to you to work on your own. And if you have any questions, you have my email, and I'll also put my other contact information if you prefer to text or call. I kind of just mimic whatever the client likes to do. So
Okay.
it was very nice meeting you, and I
Okay.
look forward to our next meeting.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.